That's a good like short form hot tip for
Let's do it right now.
Yeah.
This is how you should be cooking your ground meat for all of your meat sauces. I hate chili pork! It breaks me. Today I'm going to walk you through a recipe from my book called Peanutty Pork Noods with Crunchy Celery. I'm starting a new thing where I am going to be more cognizant of your guys' pockets because groceries have gotten really expensive. And the thing that makes this recipe so special is that it is not only one of the most delicious recipes in the book, but also fast, cheap, and supremely delicious. Step 1, make the sauce. We're gonna combine a half a cup of crunchy peanut butter, 3 tablespoons of honey, a 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce, a 1/4 cup of unseasoned rice vinegar, 3 tablespoons of sriracha. We're just whisking these together. It's gonna take a minute because the peanut butter is gonna wanna resist incorporating, but just grab a whisk and get in there and eventually you'll have a nice, smooth, thick sauce. A little crunchy bits at the bottom. It's also okay if it's not perfectly combined because we're gonna toss it all together in the end anyway. There's our sauce. Couldn't be simpler. As for aromatics, we have garlic, ginger, and celery. So we're gonna slice some garlic. I have 6 cloves here, just thinly sliced. I'm taking about 2 inches of ginger. Every knob or hand of ginger looks different, so you're just gonna kind of eyeball it. But this is like about what 2 inches of ginger I think should look like. And I'm just grating it on a microplane. And you'll notice that I did not peel the ginger. I just don't think it's necessary. By the time that you grate it, you would never notice the skin, and it's just like so annoying to peel ginger. Okay, so we've got our grated ginger. We are going to slice some celery. In case you're new here, if this is cavernous side up, I'm turning it onto its side, so a 90-degree turn. And then I'm working on a bias and I'm thinly slicing it. And what you get are these really cute little arrows. So chic. The celery here is acting as an asset, not just like a base of flavor. So oftentimes you think of celery as part of a mirepoix, but I think that celery deserves to be an ingredient that's used on its own, like raw in celery salads, or in the case of this recipe, it'll be tossed into the noodles right at the end and it will just start to cook from the heat of the noodles, but we're not like sauteing it or searing it because we don't want it super soft. We're gonna rely on it for that yummy crunch, which is why the recipe is titled Peanutty Pork Noodles with Crunchy Celery. It's not soft celery, it's crunchy celery. Celery is second to dill in this household. We have 1 pound of ground pork. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or canola oil, just some kind of cheap neutral oil, to a large Dutch oven over medium-high heat. I'm gonna get it pretty hot. Water on the back, ready to boil. Very hot oil. I'm taking 1 pound of ground pork, forming it into little patties. If you were to just dump this pork into the pot and just kind of start breaking it up, it will start to steam really quickly and you'll have a hard time getting browning on it because it will be all crowded. If we leave it in these patties, it has a lot of room to breathe. As you can see, like there's plenty of space around it. So each side of the pork is really gonna sear, and that's flavor. What color apron does everyone, this is for the internet. What color aprons would you guys like to see? Because I'm having trouble picking. I want specific Pantones from the Pantone book. Not just like, give me magenta, like give me a number, a code. Oh wait, I forgot to season. Season your pork, everyone. All right, I'm gonna flip. Look at that beautiful, nice sear. If I were to do it again and just like drop it all in there and mash it all up, I guarantee it wouldn't look like that. Just believe me, trust me. Now that we have nice, plump, caramelized balls, we're gonna use our tongs and just break them up. Okay, and then I'm gonna add my garlic and my ginger, and I'm just gonna kind of saute this in the pork fat and in the juices, breaking it up further. Seasoning it a little more because I didn't season on the second side. Chop it up, chop it up. That's literally it. We're turning it off the heat. Our pork is cooked. Our water is now boiling. I'm adding salt. This is linguine. You could use rice noodles. You could use fresh pasta. So now to stop the cooking, I'm gonna add all of this sauce. I'm just gonna put that in here. So we're going straight in. You want to add some water to help thin it out.
Take a splash in that.
I took a splash. And then we're just tossing. Working it. Just continuing to add a little bit of water because as it cools, it's gonna loosen up and the peanut butter is gonna kind of seize up. So you kind of wanna err on the side of looser so that by the time that it hits the plate, it's not stodgy. So now we're adding all the celery, and that's gonna be our crunchy, refreshing relief from all the more base flavors. Okay, and then we're gonna go back over and plate these noodles up. Spin the plate as you're releasing it, not the noodles. And that's how you get the nest. And those are cheap, delicious Peanutty Pork Noods. Look at that.
It's really gorgeous.
So delicious. It's creamy and spicy and a little bright, a little salty, a little crunchy.
When you're forking it, just like when you're plating it, put your fork down and just spin the plate. Perfect. So different.
Oh my God, the way it's tightly wound is satisfying.
You know?